Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinam Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnava Paschata Deshata Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kara more Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kara more Tuma bina ke dayalu jagat sare Tuma bina ke dayalu jagat sare Patita pavana hetu Tavayavataram Mashamapatita Prabhu Napaive Adam Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Bolakana Kara Ami Bada Dukhi Kripa Bolakana Kara Ami Bada Dukhi Daya Kara Sita Pati Advaita Gosai Taba Kripa Bale Pai Chaitanya Nitai Taba Kripa Bale Pai Chaitanya Nitai Aha Sarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunatha Bhatta Juga Sri Jivaha Prabhu Lokanatha Dayakara Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Dasa Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Dasa Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kadamode Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kadamode Tuma Vina Ke Dayalo Jagata Samsari Tuma Vina Ke Dayalo Jagata samsare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Gurudev. Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus, mothers. I'd like to welcome all of you to this session of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Last week we came to 9th chapter, text 30. So we'll begin from there where we left. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Piraye Nastaprayesu Abhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavata Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukhaṁ karati vācālam pangurlangayate girim jatkripatamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Adaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, dear Prabhus and mothers. We are on the 9th chapter, and every week we refresh where we left, and we did discuss how Shraddha, faith, and faith means you maintain a belief at the core of your heart, you maintain a belief. That faith comes from your own desire. Faith also comes from association of the people who has a faith. So two sources faith comes. Faith is synonyms to enviousness. We did discuss about enviousness. And when we talk about text 30, it's very interesting that how Krishna looks at, or Krishna focuses not on what wrong we have committed, but he focuses on where our heart is committed. Krishna knows very well that we will commit mistake. He does. Krishna does. Many examples today we'll discuss, at least few examples. So it is not that how many times we are committing mistake. It is question is where our heart is committed, not what wrong we have committed. Suppose we strive to practice Krishna consciousness and live purely, but fail and fail repeatedly. Say to get up for Mangalarti or to chant our rounds on time or so many. We may feel disheartened. Oh, I'm so impure. How can I ever come closer to God, Krishna? Should I even continue practicing? Sometime negativity enters in our mind and try to dictate what we should do. Well, firstly, feeling bad after doing bad is good. To be honestly, it is good. If we don't feel bad after doing bad, it is really bad. So if we feel bad after doing bad, it is good. That bad feeling acts as an, I would say, inner deterrent from wrongdoing. And it will ensure that we don't become nonchalant about repeating wrongdoing. I know you all don't do that. I do, or I did sometime. I try not to do anymore. Simultaneously, however, when we knock down, if that bad feeling starts beating us down repeatedly, we may become totally disheartened. We may give up trying to live purely. I know so many devotees even sometimes feel that way. To avoid such debilitating discouragement, this verse, text 30, nice to see you, Ajit Prabhu. You can read text 30. This is very beautiful verse that Krishna, this verse reveals that Krishna is a considerate God. He's not a judgmental God. Krishna understands that our past conditioning aren't always easy to overcome. He does not fixate on phases when those conditioning overpower us. He also sees us what we do after those phases subside. Now, if we don't reject pure living as a impractical, if we don't dismiss bhakti as a important, if we resume our bhakti practice, Krishna appreciates that resilience. And Krishna considers us well situated if we stay determined to serve him even after succumbing to wrongdoing. This is the summary of this verse. And by steady practice, Krishna consciousness, we will become purified. And Krishna proclaimed that we won't perish. Next verse, we'll see. So, of course, if we become nonchalant about our lapses and don't even try to purify ourselves, then that shows our heart is not committed to Krishna. He stops intervening personally in our life. And we come under stringent laws of karma. But Prabhu's and Mother, if our heart is committed to Krishna, as shown by our resilience. Resilience means something may not work every day. I'm trying, but someday I fail. But I get up and keep going, not like stay fallen. That stage. In that moment, Krishna will inspire you from within. When we focus not on our conditioning, but on our Krishna's unconditional love. This requires good association or your own, you can say, self-motivation. Then we can slowly but surely overcome our conditioning. So let us hear that verse 9.30, what Lord Krishna says. And I think I mentioned that once before in Hyderabad. Prabhupada was giving darshan to his audience, to locals and his Western followers at that time. And there were some Brahmins, a bunch of Brahmins, kind of like a Hindu priest. They came that day morning, and Prabhupada says, when you look at these Western boys and girls, they may not have lifestyle you do, but they have one thing that Krishna emphasized. And he quoted this verse, today's verse. And he says, Krishna considered them sadhu. They are saintly. Why? Then Prabhupada says, they may not get up in the morning to do this purification, that purification, this puja, Ganesh puja, Shiva puja, then you come to Vishnu puja, then you chant your Gayatri. They may not have done all these things, but they have one thing. They want to worship Krishna and they chant. And that's exactly what Mahaprabhu says. And Krishna considered them sadhu. Despite their fault of so many things that may be not visible as a saintly quality, but Krishna considered. So let us hear, Ajit Prabhu, if you can. You have to unmute, Prabhu.
Yeah. Prabhu, it's verse 30, do you say?
Yes, Prabhu.
Api chesu duracharo hujate mam ananya bhak sadhur eva sa mantavya samyag vyavasito hi sa. Synonym, api event chet if sudurachu, one committing the most abominable action, bhajate is engaged in devotional service, Mam, unto me, Ananya Bhak, without deviation, Sadhu, a saint, Eva, certainly, Sa, he, Mantavya, is to be considered, Samyak, completely, Vya, Vasita, situated in determination, he, certainly, Sa, he. Translation: even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. And you want me to read the purport?
Yes.
Okay. The word Suduracharya used in this verse is very significant, and we should understand it properly. When a living entity is conditioned, he has two kinds of activities. One is conditional, and the other is constitutional. As for protecting the body or abiding by the rules of society and state, certainly there are different activities, even for the devotees, in connection with the conditioned life, and such activities are called conditional. Besides these, the living entity who is fully conscious of his spiritual nature and is engaged in Krishna consciousness or the devotional service of the Lord has activities which are called transcendental. Such activities are performed in his constitutional position, and they are technically called devotional service. Now, in the conditioned state, sometimes devotional service and the conditional service in relation to the body will parallel one another. But then again, sometimes these activities become opposed to one another. As far as possible, a devotee is very cautious so that he does not do anything that could disrupt his wholesome condition. He knows that perfection in his activities depend on his progressive realization of Krishna consciousness. Sometimes, however, it may seem that a person in Krishna consciousness commits some act which may be taken as most abominable socially or politically. But such a temporary fall down does not disqualify him. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that a person falls down but is wholeheartedly engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Lord. The Lord, being situated within his heart, purifies him and excuses him from that abomination. The material combination is so strong that even a yogi fully engaged in the service of Lord sometimes becomes ensnared. But Krishna consciousness is so strong that such an occasional fall down is at once rectified. Therefore, the process of devotional service is always a success. No one should deride a devotee for some accidental fall down from ideal path, for as explained in the next verse, such occasional fall down will be stopped in due course, as soon as the devotee is completely situated in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a person who is situated in Krishna consciousness and is engaged with determination, the process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, should be considered to be in the transcendental position, even if by chance or accident he is found to have fallen. The words Sadhur Eva, he is saintly, are very emphatic. They are a warning to the non-devotee that because of an accidental fall down, a devotee should not be derided. He should still be considered saintly, even if he has accidentally fallen down. And the word mantavya is still more emphatic. If one does not follow this rule and deride a devotee for his accidental fall down, then one is disobeying the order of the Supreme Lord. The only qualification of a devotee is to be unflinchingly and exclusively engaged in devotional service. In the Narasimha Purana, the following statement is given: Bhagavati cha harav ananya cheta bharsa malino api virat jate manusvaya nahi shasha kalusha chabhi kadachit timira prabhavatam upayati chandra. The meaning is that even if one fully engaged in the devotional service of the Lord is sometimes found engaged in abominable activities, these activities should be considered to be like the spots that resemble the mark of a rabbit on the moon. Such spots do not become an impediment to the diffusion of moonlight. Similarly, the accidental fall down of a devotee from the path of safety character does not make him abominable. On the other hand, one should not misunderstand that a devotee in transcendental devotional service can act in all kinds of abominable ways. This verse only refers to an accident due to the strong power of material connection. Devotional service is more or less a declaration of war against the illusory energy. As long as one is not strong enough to fight the illusory energy, there may be accidental fall downs. But when one is strong enough, he is no longer subjected to such fall downs, as previously explained. No one should take advantage of this verse and commit nonsense and think that he is still a devotee. If he does not improve in his character by devotional service, then it is to be understood that he is not a high devotee. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So this verse has a many way to look at it. So I made a little note here. When we think of fall down, devotees fall down. First of all, fall down from where to where? When you use the word fall down from what to what? If person is seen doing something wrong, but he's continuously trying to focus on his spiritual path and he kept going, then he's okay. He will accidentally may deviate it, but he will, if he is focusing to progress and keep going, he will come out of that whatever accidental problem. But if he keeps committing mistake, then it is become premeditated. Premeditative, that means intentionally he is trying to take advantage of this verse. In that case, if his heart is still committed to Krishna, Krishna will create an atmosphere where a big humiliation may take place, practically to say that. And humiliation actually brings genuine humility. To many cases we find. Now, some cases, for an example, when we say yogis fall down, because we are not considering that is a discussion here, because yogis fall down from the path, but their heart is not committed to Krishna. Yogis are generally trying to, I hope you all know who yogis are. The origin word yoga or yogi comes from frustrated jnani. Frustrated jnani who remember, of course, the jnani, when you say jnani, where the jnani word comes from? Jnani comes from frustrated karmi. Frustrated karmi who actually deviated from heavenly enjoyment, knowing that it is temporary. Even though we hear the whole material world is temporary, but how many people really think every day that death can come any moment? I doubt. Beside devotees, I doubt outside world anybody really thinks. Only if somebody died, they think, oh, death may come. Or if they see accident. Otherwise, nobody even think. They think everything is fine. Keep going.
I
Keep going.
realize it, Prabhu. I realize it.
Yeah, Charles, thank you. You had an accident. You almost faced it. So you can relate. Yes.
Death can come at any second. I know this now.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. It's good. Krishna gave you a good warning to be more serious. It's nice. And you are already getting serious more, which is nice.
Hari.
So generally, beside devotee, hardly anybody really think, even in accident, they don't think of the death. They think how to beat the system to get out. So now if we look at, I made a little note that when Gyanis fall down like Vishwamitra, I go back first, what I was saying about the Karmi turn to Gyani. Originally, when we came to this material world, there was no Gyani or Yogi. Karma began. We took human birth, karma began. By karma, good karma, you go up. And if you keep on, Jaimini Rishi, a sage, disciple of Vyasdev, he promoted this. He promoted very big amount. If you look at the Veda, vast amount is all about karma kanda, mostly. Majorities. Very small portion of Veda deals with Jnana Kanda, and small another portion Upasana Kanda, where bhakti or Krishna consciousness is introduced. So majority people, because they are interested for sense enjoyment, they want to use their body and mind to make their comfortable life, not as a soul level or what to talk about surrendering to God. So as a result, they pile up a lot of good activities and they come to heaven. And you will find many, many scriptures promote this idea. I saw even a group of Indian in San Diego. They had a big jagna. Few time I went there. And after searching for a little more, it's on, if anybody from San Diego, I don't think anyone, but this is in Miramar Road. I remember I used to go there. And they have a few hundreds. They come, families, they gather just for this Jagna Havan. Why? So that they can have a better next life guarantee. But when you dig, who's giving guarantee, where they're going to go after they die, it's all heavenly enjoyment. They already have a good house or good family. They want better. That's all. And they go there. But nobody discuss how they come back here. Anybody ever heard? How from heaven you come back? It is not promoted much. Because if it is promoted, then majority people will give up idea of going to heaven. But we focus on that. Why? Because 300 trillion years, I don't know what is that number. I'm just saying the number, but I have really no idea. Experience of 300 trillion years. What is that means? It's just a mumble jumble number, We are halfway. So 1.5 trillion years we already spent in this world, in this material world. We went every species at least once. For sure. We were demigod. We were in hell. We went to every species that we imagine, whether it's a snake or dog. We've been all this body. Finally, we have come to human body. And those who are not taking bhakti, but taking only just name of religion and want to go to heaven, then heaven is Heaven it's in scriptures, one has to learn how to read scripture. It is not Sanskrit or English. There is a flowery language. The heaven is called Amardham. Now, it is not a Amardham. Amardham, Amar means eternal or immortal. Now, it is said Amardham because compared to our life here, it is too long there. Like, for an example, Ajit Prabhu, you are in Las Vegas. If I want to come to Las Vegas, where I met you, I can just take a flight, maybe, I don't know, 5 hours. So, anyway, in one day I can reach there. But for a little ant from Florida to reach Las Vegas, how easy you think it is? Will he make it in this life? I doubt. For him, it's like a nightmare to go to what is Las Vegas? He has no idea. But if he start going, the ant, probably he will be dead before he even reach Las Vegas. So it is all question of calculation, how they calculate. Heaven lifespan is so vast time. That's why in Shastra it says Amardham. Amardham means there is no mortality like here. But over there is also time limit. When you enter in heaven, you have a wonderful life. You have physical body, not soul body. You have a physical body, but not this physical body. You have a vital. Vital means mostly prominent of subtle with, just like if I say, Ajit Prabhu, do you see the space? Really not. You cannot say. Yeah. Even though you know there is a space, you can move your hand and you see the sky, you see everything. But we cannot perceive. We use the word space or ether, but we really cannot comprehend how big space, where the space began and end. If I say mind, if I say air, even air, we don't see air. We see air when it knocks out the trees or some, movement. You can say movement of the air shows us the air, like a hurricane, tornado, but we don't see the air. So similarly, these are subtle part of the matter. Heavenly body are made of subtle part. That's why their enjoyment is not limited by physical body. So their body is subtle part and they can enjoy tremendous compared to us. They can just grab a cloud, take a ride, wherever they want to go. They go and they can come back. They don't need an engine or gas or nothing they need. Just on a cloud, their body can actually ride. It's a very, when you think of the Nandankanan garden, oh my gosh, I was reading, I think I spent like 9 days or 10 days, I forgot. Just explanation after explanation, what kind of, you don't have to drink anything. You just say, I want mango juice taste, automatically your mouth is full of mango juice. It's like, wow. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to squeeze the mango. It just automatically it filled up. You say, I want a gulab jamun, maybe 20 gulab jamun to taste it. By the time you finish it, you have a parijat flower garland. When you are born there, you are born with a young body. Nobody has a gray hair. Even through the Zoom, Ajit Prabhu, don't take it personally. I see your gray hair. Means your body aging. Be realistic. But in heaven, there is no such thing called aging. They don't know what is aging. Nobody talks about it. Nobody has a breastfeeding or child body. Everybody is born as a young, die as a young. They don't have any wrinkle. Nothing changes. But a beautiful young body, just like a young, people in this world looks very beautiful, handsome or beautiful girl like this. They enter there. Even the ladies who gives birth, Prabhupada writes, in 5th canto that before, for an example, in moon, they can live 9,900 years. Just last 100 years, they come to conceive a child, and the child born as a young adult, not breastfeeding baby. And after the birth, mother immediately disappear or out of heaven. So there is no relationship or connection with that. You are on your own. No elderly people, no baby, everybody is young. Just like somebody says, like a nightclub. You go to young, well, I don't know, maybe none of you understand what nightclub is because you don't go there. I didn't go either, but I heard what they say. You have the same age people drinking, hanging around. Of course, nightclub is not enjoyment because hangover is a painful. And that guy also told me that. Next day, think I'm not going to ever go there. But it doesn't last too long. Again, in the evening, he thinks like. So in heavenly, they also have a nightclub. But in heavenly enjoyment is very really luxury. What is dream comes true, you can say. That's why for thousands of years in Vedic culture, it was promoted. Go to heaven, go to heaven, go to heaven. You can enjoy. Now, is that wrong Veda is doing? No. Purpose of the Veda to promote the soul to transmigrate from one planet to higher planet to higher planet to higher planet. Because after Sargaloka or heavenly planet, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka, these 4 planets above, those does not require this kind of enjoyment. Their enjoyment has no karma reaction. They are intelligent guy. When they need to enjoy, they can create a substance, enjoy it, and finish out of it. Those who runs out of heavenly time, it is like a timeshare. You go to a place, you ran out of time, your Sukriti, pious credit ran out. You did thousands of jagna, whatever, Ashwamed jagna or feeding the brahmanas, this, that, so many things you did. So finally you go there, but as soon you arrive there, you have a garland on you made of parijat flower, literally like a desire fulfiller. Anything you want will be there. But still, the word, what they call soulmate. Soulmate idea is there. Actually, it comes from heaven. That where the young boy or young girl, eventually they meet thousands of young boys, girls. They enjoy like anything. There is no sin. There is no sin on that. They literally have no sin. These are all like a paid vacation. You go to 3 days hotel, you can eat whatever you want, you can enjoy their swimming pool, nothing you have to pay because it's already paid advance. Similarly, so you enjoy, you come to a point where you think of soulmate. And you find a girl or a boy who you are so close, they say, we are going to be together forever. All of a sudden, your parijat flower garland start stale, wavy, little bit shaky. It's like, why it is getting little stale? It's supposed to stay fresh. They also have a competition. The person you are with as a soulmate, also another person is thinking the same with that person. Now you have a competition. And seeing that your garland is about to fade away or disappear, become stale, means your exit door is opening, emotion get tortured, hammered. Such a crisis. Exit door pulls. Now, Vedo, most of the Vedo does not talk about this. Very few. How they come down. While you are so depressed, no, I don't want to be separated from this person. You are so depressed that you forget where you are anymore. As you exit the exit door, outside the exit door, there's a global worm. They eat those body, those heavenly body. This is their livelihood. Billions and trillions. Those living beings, they are just waiting outside the heavenly gate. Every moment, somebody exiting. And also there is entrance. But funny thing, entrance and exit, they never meet in this ever. Because if they ever meet, entrance and exit, probably nobody will go there. Because it is so painful. It's a unique creation that Krishna made. Well, they are coming down. If they have a little pious credit still left, possibility they will take birth in a Brahmana family or a rich family or easy, like for an example, like some devotee is born, he's one of Prabhupada's disciple, he's born in a very wealthy family, and astrologer told him, oh my God, last life you were like a very extreme, austere brahmachari life. Somewhere in this world, he was, he had a long life, almost 99 years, and he passed away, and then he took birth in the West, and he's now, of course, he's one of the biggest donor in TOVP. So like this, when you look at that in a reality, we see them. But some of them, while they're falling down, they're so frustrated with this relationship they had before. They intense pain, what is most priority will be reminded us again and again and again, and they don't want to go for it ever anymore. When they take birth, well, they take birth in a, say, with the rain, they'll come down to the field, enter into the grain comes in the stomach of a father or a male person, through the sexual organ goes to the womb of a mother, the new baby born. He has no idea that child was in from heaven, fell down. And from childhood, he will see no interest to anything in this world. Oh, it's a very unique child. He has no interest to anything in this world. And they may come in contact with the Hare Krishna movement or some religious organization, and they take it very seriously. And they're so rigid, like Kushakrita Prabhu. I don't know if any one of you met. He was a little like eccentric. He's American, but he was so genius. He translated a lot of books. And you could see he was afraid not to get involved in anything, even though he's in the Western body. And you can see that there it's not a accidentally they just happen. No, they come from that background from previous life where they are overcautious. Then they come in contact with spiritual society or organization or book, and then they dive into it, but they do not get into the sensual or traditional human life, you can say. They go extreme, like they become a priest or a monk or a sannyasi like this. But some of them, out of some of them, still have that enjoyment spirit of heaven. But they have also fear. They have a fear of not fall down again. So fear and enjoyment spirit, both are stuck in their heart. When they come in the scriptures, that they can actually develop a mystic siddhi, that they can enjoy it, but they don't have to go through it with this suffering. They start meditating on super soul. They are called yogi. So frustrated karmi become jnani, and from some jnanis, yogi is born. That's how originally started in this world. But original idea Krishna had that they will go slowly, heaven, bhu bhuva sa, sargaluk, jan maharluk, janaluk, tapaluk, sattaluk. If they enter to heaven with Krishna, they don't have to come back. They don't have to come back to this world. They can stay there until Brahmaji is 100 years, and then they will leave this world with Brahmaji to spiritual world. That was the original tradition. So Krishna created very nicely, but our misuse of free will, we created havoc with our desire, new, different, weird body. That's how all these species came. Hell is created like that. So our topics on this, text 30. Those jnanis, when they fall down, everybody criticizes. Bhagavatam criticizes. If you look at his Bhagavatam 10.2.32, the famous verse, Je anya arvindaksha vimukta maninas, stayasta bhavad abhishuddha buddhaya, arujya krichena param padam tada patanti adha anadrita jusmat angraya. Prabhupada quote this probably hundreds of times. Why Bhagavatam criticize? Acharyas are criticizing that because they are trying to get out of this suffering world, but not properly. What is not properly? They haven't taken the shelter of Supreme Lord. Shelter means taking bhakti. Bhaktistu annopaya varjanam. All other path has to be given up when one accepts the bhakti. But instead, they don't accept the bhakti. As a result, they do fall down. They will fall down. And you'll see they are like big philanthropists. That Maharaj, what does he do? He just doing some philanthropic work. Because they cannot accept the bhakti, previous life, and they are took birth here again, they fell down and they don't know. So they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Never can be fixed until they come to bhakti. It is not an option. It is the only choice. Bhaktamam 1154. Bhaktamam vijanati javanjasyami tattat. Tato mam tattato getta vishate tad anantaram. Krishna did declare, only by bhakti can I be understood as I am. That's how he said it. Only by bhakti can I be understood as I am. So no other process. But then Rupa Goswami give a very, our acharyas, Sukdev Goswami, gives a very interesting point that if you look at the verse next verse says, but devotees also fall down, but they are fearless. Why? Even though they fell down, because they have love for Lord Krishna, and that love acts as a protection. Even if they fall down, there is a protection. Tatha nate madhavata vakachit brishanti marga taibadda sorida. Taya avigupta vicharanti nirbhaya. Vicharanti, they travel, roaming around, nirbhaya, without fear. Vinayaka nikup murdasho prabhu. Oh my Lord, if devotee completely in love with you, sometimes they fall down from the path of devotion. But they do not fall down like those Jnani, Jogi and others. What does that mean? Because you never protect them, but you do protect the devotees, even when they fall down. Krishna always protect them. That's why they are fearlessly traverse the heads of their opponents and continue to progress in bhakti. That's why question is why Gyani get criticized so heavily. But look at Chitraketu. Look at Indradumna Maharaj. Look at Jarabharat. So many examples. Bhagavatam actually glorify them. And if you look at their life, they are glorious. Even though they fell down, apparently, you can say, but they're glorious. Devotees on the path, even if they fail, in that state, they remain firmly attached to Krishna's lotus feet. Indradumna Maharaj, he became the Gajendra next life. What mistake did he do? When sometime some devotee visit us to uplift us, we have to be open-hearted, not close ourselves. Even though we are chanting, but we have to be sensitive that Krishna is arranging Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mantu vedana kaschana. I know your past, I know your future, and I know what you're going through. So I'm going to make a plan for you. This is Krishna's idea. But each of us make our plan, what I want to do through bhakti. Krishna says, no, take my path. You already came to surrender. Just surrender completely. Depend on me. Well, we don't say like this, but we act like that. I mean, where you want to surrender, yes. Well, then be cooperative with the devotee, respectful. Yeah, but that person was mean. No, don't say that. Krishna is arranging that person to come in your way so that you change by learning a lesson. And that person also will change. It is difficult. I'm not saying it's easy, but possible, and we will progress. That's why Krishna made this point that devotee who commits sinful act, he may do unwillingly or accidentally because of his former habits. Krishna excused them. That is the value of Sankirtan movement. Their sin is uprooted at that time. And we can see Jarabharat case. Jarabharat supposed to be more absorbed thinking of Krishna. And if you look at his three life, it's wonderful. How little mistake he did. Well, not little mistake, actually big mistake, I should say. That, while you're doing arati to the Lord, where is the deer? My dear, where are you? Where are you? You don't do that. I hope nobody does that. You're offering the arati lamb to the Lord and you're thinking where the deer is. And then the death came and you're thinking, oh no, where is the deer? I'm about to leave this world. You don't look for the deer. You look for Krishna. So yes, through him we are learning. He's a very advanced devotee because he was almost in Bhava Bhakti, Prabhupada says. So I have to be very careful. I'm not even in that stage. But in the deer body, when he got, he realized, oh my God, I am in deer body. What did I do? I did a horrible mistake of thinking of deer at the moment of death. Now I am in deer body. So what did he do in deer body? Did not act like a deer. He was eating grass, but he was waiting for death to come. and he's trying to pay attention near the sages' recitation in Hardwar. When the death came, in the dear body, he is prepared. Next life, I'm not going to get involved in anything but bhakti. That determination, if we can develop now, then no risk. But if we don't have a determination, you may have a little risk. Well, I don't know how much risk, only Krishna knows and you know. So I'll end here. And there are many other examples we can discuss next week. This is a beautiful verse because this is the only thing a lot of devotees sometimes concerned. What will happen? Can I make my life journey end forever, never come back? Yes, in one sense, yes, because it is not even up to Krishna. It is not up to Guru even. It is up to each individual soul. Intensity and purity. Intensity and purity. It's up to us, each of us. Thank you. So, Prabhus and Mothers, looking forward to see you next Wednesday. We'll continue. Next verse is also beautiful. And nice to see you all. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
jai.